Hey, you can boost your ratings. You can increase your audience engagement and lower your costs with this conference strategy. Hey, in this video, I'm going to share with you why moving to an experiential conference is going to transform the way that you bring people together. And not only is it going to increase the experience for your people who come to your meeting, to your gathering, to your conference, but it's actually going to be less expensive from a dollar perspective and make for lasting change in the lives of the people that come to your event. Well, hi there. My name is Josh Friberg, and I am a transformational Emcee. I design experiential conferences for corporate clients and other learning communities so that they can increase their audience engagement and experience, all while lowering their costs. I am a certified Xchange guide, which means that we create deep human connection at speed and scale. And if you're into that sort of thing, if you're looking to improve your meetings, if you're looking to make more powerful conferences where people actually confer, conventions where people convene and actually get life change, I'd love for you to take a second, subscribe to this channel. This is what I talk about here, including our daily question, which gives you questions you can use when you bring people together, and also long-form videos sharing big ideas on how we can have better meetings, better gatherings that really change people. And one of the biggest things that you can do is really begin to think about changing your conference to experiential. 82% of conference attendees say their main reason for being there is networking. Now, the word networking can get a little squishy as to what different people mean by that, but I think by and large what they're looking for is opportunities to connect deeply with people who can help them, with people that they can have ongoing relationships with, whether that be in business or simply in their field of interest. They're looking to connect with other people. What's crazy, though, is most of our conferences aren't designed around that on purpose at all. In fact, if there even is any networking, it is purely by accident, and it is one that the attendees have to do in spite of the conference, not because of it. The fact is that there's just too little time placed in the agenda around networking. Now, the number two reason that people are there is the one that most conference hosts grab onto, which is learning. 71% of people say that that's one of their most important reasons for going to conference. However, most of the learning that we provide is way too much for anybody to ingest and is provided purely through passive consumption. And so what we're going to talk about today is how do we design a conference that's experiential? And by the way, this is going to save you money, and it's going to have your conference attendees get more networking and much better learning. Well, let me share with you some of the ways that we can do that. The first thing that we can do is we can shift away from professional outside speakers to internal member-based presentations. Shift from outside speakers to internal speakers. Now, these folks, if we were to, judge them on stagecraft and speechcraft, might not be as good as a professional speaker that's hired from the outside. However, your internal people have something that outside folks don't have at all, which is they know the lingo perfectly. They have real world, real time experience that matches those of your people. And depending on who you choose as an inside speaker, they have so much credibility with your audience. They don't have to earn that credibility. They already have it. Now, there's a lot of great ways that you can do this, right? You can have somebody get up and share a story of success that they've had. This is a really simple one, and it's one that You don't have to worry too much about the lack of professionalism in the speaker, that they're going to go way too long, or they're going to end up with like 87 slides for a 40-minute presentation and the slides all have 600 words on them. You have to worry about that, right? Simply invite them to come up and share their story. Now, a little bit of pre-meeting coaching can help them refine that story and get a little bit better. And it's often one of the things that my clients hire me to do, is to actually coach their speakers in advance, so that it fits with the purpose of the conference and it makes for a really powerful presentation. So first thing we can do, member-based or internal speakers, internal presentations. Next, peer coaching. Peer coaching is one of the most powerful tools that you can introduce into a conference. And what this literally looks like is scheduling time putting time into the agenda. Scheduling time where people are going to be in groups of, let's say, 6. And each person has the opportunity to present a challenge that they're working on, or an opportunity or a growth area that they're looking for help with. And then the other people in their group are able to provide resources, ideas, feedback, connections in real time during the conference. And what is so great about this is, people will go to a conference thinking, man, I really need to solve my marketing problem, or I really need to solve my recruiting to my team challenge. And they go to the conference, well, they never have time to actually do it. Maybe they get to a breakout that fits. But to actually go deep, where 5 other people are pouring into them and saying, hey, let me introduce you to somebody, or actually know one of the vendors that you need to connect with, that they're able to say, hey, let me share with you what we're using for marketing. And when you get a group of about 6 people, almost always you're going to have 2-3 people in the group that can provide real value for the person. But more important than that is simply the time for the person to think and the support of the community around them. And what did that just cost us? $0, right? We don't have to bring in a bunch of outside speakers or pay to fly a bunch of people in. It's the participants providing value to each other. This is how we elevate the whole event. Now, here's another great twist on that, there's an event that we do, and it depends on the size of the room, and there's a couple different ways you can do this. But one of the great choreographies that I've learned as a certified Xchange guide is the Ask Give choreography. And what the Ask Give choreography is literally people having the opportunity to ask for help and to share in one sentence, this is what I am looking for. And this is a way that I would get a lot of value out of this experience. And when that person stands up and shares what they're asking for, and they've got 60 other people in the conference, or 100 other people in the conference, a couple hundred people in the conference, that go, oh, I can help you with your marketing problem, or, oh, I have a recruiting plan that would really work for you. They are able to ask for that help. The other thing we can do, and this is what we're finding with communities, is one of the most important things we can do is provide an environment for them to both give and receive, right? To give generously and to receive graciously from one another. And this creates so much depth and depth of relationship and an assignment of value to the community. So when we do the give portion of the Ask Give sequence, people are invited to present a give that they're offering freely at no cost, no invoices, right? These folks in the room here are not potential customers or prospects of yours. They are your peers, and we give generously. Here's what ends up happening. The conference continues for weeks and months after the final ceremony, because people are connecting with one another and they're continuing to have value in the conference. Now, it is a sequence that takes a lot of deliberate practice in order to do it well. And what we're finding actually is with some of the larger conferences, we can use AI really effectively so that we can do matchmaking between what people are asking for and what people are giving, so that potentially we can match people up after the fact. And there's some efficiencies that we've been able to bring into it using those tools. I want to give you one last idea that can really boost the ratings of your conference, that can really make people, by the way, also want to come back year after year after year, right? Or every 6 months, depending on how often you do your conference. I've been running a conference for 3.5 years with a community. It's kind of the same conference every 6 months, right? With just a few changes, but they keep coming back because it's not about how many fancy speakers we can get up front. It's not about some new whiz-bang information. It's about connecting them peer-to-peer. And because of that, there's always value to be found there. Well, here's the last thing that you can do to create an experiential conference. And that is do real work in the room. Do real work in the room. So often what we do is we just puke information on people and then leave them with a bunch of homework. This is not what people came for. They want to get real solutions to real problems. So do real work in the room and make sure nobody goes home with homework. Make sure everybody goes home knowing exactly what they're going to do the next day, right? If it's a work thing, they know exactly what they're going to do. If it's something else, that they've got a plan that they can go and execute on. This is why experiential conferences make such a difference for people. And the best news is you've heard all these things I shared, right? From member-based presentations, peer coaching, ask, give, and doing real work in the room. Does any of that come with a cost? Well, outside of some materials that you're going to need, flip charts and markers and some other things, no, it doesn't cost you anything except time in your agenda and the intention to design that event really well. Hey, if you are designing an upcoming event and you'd like to talk about how we can make it more experiential so that you can boost your ratings from your attendees, so that you can have a better experience for your participants and how you can reduce costs, I would love to talk to you about redesigning your agenda to make for an experiential conference. This is the secret strategy that we're finding is boosting those ratings, cutting costs, and elevating your event.